Hey guys, it's the SwoleductManager here. So in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the BalancedFrom cast iron weight plates. I'm going to be going over a few things. I'm going to be talking about the measurements, the weight of it, fitting, material, the handling of it, the aesthetics, price, and tips if you decide to get it. Alright, so the first part is we're going to be talking about measurements. So I measured the diameter of the plate, right? And it came up to roughly about 17.7 inches, as you can see right here. And the width of the plate came up to roughly about 1.4 inches. And if we compare it to what they put on the Amazon images, I think it will come just slightly off about it. I think let's take a look here. Okay, so I've included this picture which kind of shows you my measurements versus the measurements that are shown by them. So as you can see, it's about, for the width, it's about 0.05 inches off. And for the diameter of it, it's roughly about 0.1. So it's not too far off from it. What I found is it was pretty consistent too with the other plate that I have, right? So I do own two of these plates and they are not too different, pretty consistent. So I would say overall I'll rate it as a consistent scale out of consistent. Yeah, we'll go with that. So next we're going to be talking about weight. So initially I bought 4 of these plates and 2 of them were really off from the 45-pound mark, and the other 2 were about plus or minus 0.4 pounds off. So that's something that you would need to do a little bit of investigation yourself. You need to take the weights when you first purchase them, and I will highly recommend you to put it on some sort of a weighing scale, which was what I did. And I discovered that 2 out of the 4 of them were just about 3 to 4 pounds more or less than 45. Right? So if I'm not mistaken, if I recall correctly, one of them was like about 49 pounds. And the other one was like about 42, 41 pounds, somewhere around there. So yeah, highly recommend you, if you do decide to buy these BalancedFrom plates, highly recommend you to weigh them as soon as you receive them, put them on a weighing scale. All in all, I would give them I'll rate them about 3 out of 5. Given the price point of these plates, right, they're not as expensive as Rogue or Red Fitness or Eleiko. They are definitely much cheaper, and for the ones, so it's kind of like a hit or miss, I would say. If you get really good ones, you know, it's just about plus or minus 0.4 or 0.2 pounds. And for those that you get really bad ones, you can return them. So next up, we're going to be talking about fittings. And what I mean by fittings is how well does the plate fits onto a barbell sleeve, right? So according to the website, it says it comes in about 1 or 2 inches in terms of the hole size. And the ones that I own are 2 inches, right? So one thing that I would like to bring up is it's not snug when you fit it onto the barbell sleeve. And what I mean by not snug is, and I'm going to include a video over here. Alright, so if you take a look at the video that I recorded here, on the sleeve, when you move it back and forth or you rock it back and forth, you can see that the plate is kind of moving back and forth. And so if you do not use a clip, it's going to be moving all around, you know, while you're lifting. And so one of the ways you will need to make sure that it's snug is by using a clip. The other thing that I want to bring up too is for one of my plates, there was excess cast iron that hardened on the whole fitting part. And so when I tried to put it into the barbell sleeve, it could not fit in, right? Because that excess part was what's blocking it from fitting onto the hole. So I'd say those are some of the things that you should definitely look out for. Just do a quick eye inspection or just put it onto your barbell. Just to make sure that everything is fitting correctly and nicely. So all in all, I would say I would rate it about 3 out of 5 as well, given that not all of my plates were really had a bad fitting in terms of the excessive cast iron. It was only 1 plate that had it out of 3 of them, right? For materials, I believe this cast iron weight plate is 100% cast iron. That's it.
What? You don't say.
So the handling for these plates are pretty standard. There is no holes around it for you to grab onto it. So if you have a weak grip, this plate might not be for you. But if you're strong grip like me, then this might be it for you. I'll rate it about 4 out of 5, just because the edges can be a little bit rough sometimes, and there could also be some chips. So sometimes it could be kind of hard to grab it and load it onto the barbell or unload it too. Now, when it comes to the aesthetics of these weight plates, I would rate it a 3 out of 5, mainly because it's not there's no consistency in the plates, right? So I'm gonna include a video here just to show you guys the plates that I have, right? So as you can see, the painting is sort of inconsistent, right? There's like a little bit of smudge around here, and then as you can see here, there's also like a little bit of chips and dents all throughout the plates. So it's not gonna be as nice, as the more expensive plates. So you get what you pay for, right? And I would say for this price range, if aesthetics is something that you're not too concerned about, then that should be fine. Next, let's talk about price. So the price of these plates will vary. I'd say it changed, kind of like a sine wave, right? So I'm taking a look at the price of it on Amazon right now, and it's 75, 72 for a single 45-pound plate, which is pretty decent. When I bought mine, which was a few months ago, it was about $50 for one 45-pound plate. So I highly suggest to constantly be on the lookout and see those plates as soon as it drops below a certain threshold. You should grab them as soon as possible. Alright, so I'm going to give you 3 tips if you do decide on getting these plates, or if you're thinking about getting these plates, right? The first one is I would highly recommend you to check the weight as soon as you receive it using a weighing scale, just to make sure that it's within a certain threshold. I'd say somewhere about plus or minus 0.4 to 0.6 pounds. The second tip would be to check the holes, for example, right? Because that was one of the issues that I faced was when I tried fitting it onto the barbell, it was unable to fit because there was excess cast iron fillings in the hole. And the third tip is to look at the prices, right? As I mentioned, the prices are constantly changing, and so it's not gonna stay $70 or $80 today. Tomorrow, or maybe a day or two after that, it could potentially drop down to 60 or maybe even 50. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, or if you find this review helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's anything else you'd like me to talk about. See you next time. Keep lifting and stay swole.